What is up, my deranged YouTube subscribers? I just did a poll on YouTube the other day where I asked, have you ever experienced something creepy, paranormal, or just seems supernatural somehow? And I did this mainly just to see how deranged you guys are, and you guys are. I actually ended up getting more than 9,500 votes and 350 comments, so let's go through a few that you guys said, and we'll find some weird ones, because you guys are definitely really weird. Let's start off with this one. This is Mossy Salad. I got lost driving county roads a few years back. My GPS kept telling me to make a left turn that didn't exist. I kept driving up and down this road for about 30 minutes when I caught something moving. I turned my head to see a mound of fur barreling straight towards my car. I sped up, and when I felt I was at a safe distance, pulled over to see what it was. It was 6 p.m. in June, so the sun was still out, and there was a creature standing in the middle of the road looking at me. I stared at it for at least half a minute, trying to comprehend what I was looking at. The thing was about the size of a bear, but it had a long tail, long neck, and weirdly shaped head. When I got home, I started going through every zoology website I could find, but I couldn't find anything remotely similar. Then I started going through cryptid websites, still nothing. Then one day, my nephew showed me a book with an extinct mammal. He turns the page, and there it was. It was a ground sloth. I know there shouldn't be any way possible for this creature from the Paleolithic era to be alive today, but nothing else comes remotely close to matching the creature that attacked my car. Oh my gosh. Mossy Salad, are you telling me that your car got attacked by a giant ground sloth? If you guys haven't seen what a giant ground sloth looks like, it is actually really terrifying looking. There's actually these huge caves down in Mexico or South America, somewhere down there, where there's like these huge claw marks that are still carved into the wall, and they're like fossilized, but they're from the giant ground sloth, and it's just like, it's unbelievable that these things created just huge caves. Like, people can walk upright through these caves, they're so big. And yeah, the giant ground sloth, that thing was massive. Mossy Salad, wow. I don't even know what to say. Mossy Salad, I'm scared for you. If you saw that, get some help. I'm not gonna try to rag on you guys too much, but we'll move on. It could have been a bear. Maybe you saw a bear that was, you know, a little bit, no, it had a long tail. All right, well, ground sloth. This next one is from Intern the Fiend. When I was like 3 years old, I was sleeping in my room, and when I opened my eyes, I saw the devil himself. You saw the devil himself in the corner of your room? I saw the devil himself in the corner of my room looking at me in my eyes, and I got scared. When I woke up, I told my dad, and he didn't believe me. And like 4 years ago, I used to be afraid of the dark because I always felt like something was there, because I guess, you know, you saw the devil himself. Why would you be afraid of the dark if you saw the devil himself, you know? It's like, is there anything worse you could see? Gosh, that's just such a horrible thing to say you saw. I saw the devil himself when I was 4. But when I got older, I just got used to it and lost the fear of the dark. I feel protected instead of fear. I always hallucinate, like shadows, faces on the ceiling. Like 7 months ago, I was sleeping and felt something hit my head like a slap, and I told my dad if he slapped me, and he said, I asked my dad if he slapped me, and he said no. Intern the Fiend, if you saw the devil himself, I am so sorry, but on the bright side, you really can't see much worse other things, so it's all uphill from here. Alright, next one, this is Fallen Cerberus, like the three-headed dog. Every time I walk through a slightly dim or completely dark room, I feel like out of the corner of my eye, I see one of my dead cats just doing cat stuff. Guys, let's be honest, if you're getting haunted by your ghost cat, it's going to be doing silly things regardless. It's probably not going to be menacing. It's going to be being bad. It happens almost every other day, and the earliest time I can recall this happening is 2021. Oh my gosh. Every other day? Did your cat die in 2021? Rest in peace to your cat. Also, look on the bright side. Your kitty cat, you know, it's not like, oh, I have unfinished business. It's just playing, doing cat stuff, so. This is from some random person. That's their name. One time, I was sitting down and watching something when all of a sudden, a book from a shelf went flying. What time of day was it? That's usually a good thing to think about whenever you see something fly off your shelf. If it's 3 a.m., you know, whatever, you know, the walls are talking, there's bugs under your skin. It's a normal thing that happens at 3 a.m. If it's the middle of the day, I'd say get checked out. Alright, this is Offspring 2. One night, I was trying to sleep, but every time I closed my eyes, I saw your mom. Femix499 said, I swear my Amazon Alexa started blasting the British national anthem at 4 a.m. Scariest crap of my life. I will say there could be worse songs that get blasted at 4 a.m. But yeah, I mean, Valid. British national anthem. I would get scared too if I didn't have a TV license and that started playing. I would freak out. User CS6CX4IU8I says, the paranormal thing that happened to me is that a ghost touched me inappropriately. Okay, this next one's from Skittlejuice2. I'm pretty sure my family home is haunted. When I was younger, I remember going upstairs late to have a shower. My mom was on the bottom floor. As I went upstairs into the dark living room, I saw a shadowy figure sitting on the couch. I got closer and it vanished. Was pretty freaked out after that. Yeah, I would be freaked out too if a shadowy figure just disappeared. You know? Tuesday, when it Tuesday, my friend. There's a lot of comments about people seeing shadows that just disappear. That's a reoccurring theme in all these comments. Micah Lamike says, my dog had diarrhea for 2 weeks. I take him on walks. His shart was wet and smelly. It as if he put a curse on me. Wait, are you saying your dog made you have diarrhea, or that the dog's diarrhea smelled so bad that it was like a curse? Someone replied to that comment said, thanks bro, now I can't sleep. They were freaked out. Wow, yeah, as far as your dog having diarrhea, I wouldn't say it's necessarily paranormal. I'm sorry. Alright, this is from Matthew W. Stanley 6622. I went to the bathroom one time and when I wiped nothing was there. That is what you call an epic gamer moment. Okay. Gosh, so many of these are just like complete nonsense. Ooh, this one's kind of freaky. This is from Hans the F-22. Thank you for your... Anyways, he said, I experience the same crap all the time. And it's not just me, it's my entire gosh darn family. My grandmother's been seeing stuff at night, my uncle swore he heard an inhuman scream outside, and I've been touched on the shoulder when I'm talking to someone. Is this just like your daily life, or is this like at a specific place? Because it sounds like it's your family, so I would think that it's probably wherever your family lives. Yeah, if you're hearing an inhuman scream, I would go with, what part of the country do you live in? That makes a huge difference. Or like if you live like out in the country, or if you live closer into a city, you know, watch out for the skinwalkers. That's all I got to say. Just kidding. There's not really that many out here. I wouldn't be that concerned. Alright, this is a little longer one. I read this one earlier. This is from It's Fabio. Resorts World Casino in Vegas had just opened but had replaced the demolished iconic casino, the Stardust. I was working security, 3 a.m. in the employee garage, when there was absolutely no one there. There was running footsteps down the hallway where I was. I shot straight up expecting to see someone, but there was no one there. Just thinking that I was exhausted from working 2 jobs, I sat back down. 5 minutes later, I heard little girls laugh. I stood straight up again, and once again, there was no one there. At this point, I'm on full alert. I start walking the hall, trying to see if one of my coworkers was pulling a prank on me. I patrolled the halls for about 10 minutes and didn't see anyone. As I was walking back to my seat, I heard the laughs and footsteps running towards my direction from behind me. I turned around so quick, ready to defend myself or whatever was going on through my head. When I turned around, there was no one there. The hairs on the back of my neck just rose. It felt like there was someone breathing on my neck. I turned around again and there was no one there. I called my dispatch and asked permission to break from my post, and once I got approval, I booked it out of there so quick I told my manager that I refused to be posted there anytime in the future. 4 to 5 months later, one of my coworkers asked me if when I was posted there if I had heard a little girl's laugh. I told him the story I experienced and we never went back. Alright, so that's pretty freaky. I gotta say, either one, you heard something pretty paranormal or freaky or haunted or, you know, whatever you want to say it was, or 2, you are a terrible security guard because someone just barely got past you and they were breathing down your neck. Yeah, that's pretty freaky. A little girl's laugh, feeling like someone's breathing down your neck. I don't know if that place has any like history of it being haunted. I know casinos are probably riddled with people that are not in the best mindset and might be drastic after losing a large amount of money. Let's go find another one. Oh my gosh. This one is from user Poo1Foo62T. I better be careful reading some of these usernames. So this person comments, on a sleep out in my living room, I saw a red pepper with a flowery-esque creepy face flying towards me with a train horn sound blaring. I live in fear. I would too if I saw a creepy flower face flying towards me. Oh my gosh. And then someone replied to that and said, Peppy Peppy the Pepper. Does that mean something? Am I missing some sort of meme? This one's from Aprolis. I went to my room one time at night, but this time it was different. The lights were off and there was a blue orb flying in the center of my room that you could see through. I moved my head from side to side and that orb remained stationary in that spot, and that's how I knew it wasn't just car lights from outside. 10 seconds later, it just disappeared. It's the orbs conspiracy, the ones that they pick up in the cameras. This is from Brittany Taylor 7294. I was on a ghost tour once and I got up to this mysterious house and all my energy from my body was gone, like I could barely stand. I got some of my energy back and we moved on, and for some reason I just got very angry and stayed angry for 5 minutes. Then we got to a graveyard and just burst into tears. I'll never forget that night. That sounds like some spooky wooky stuff. Someone immediately replied to that and said, I hear voices in my head every day. You guys. Someone said yes. As soon as I clicked yes on the poll, because all these comments are from this poll, it said unknown error occurred. You guys, it's the feds, the dadgum federal agent. Zom Gim said, in 2012 I encountered Herobrine's handiwork without Herobrine mod. Went into a closed-off cave system and found torches. Only one way out. That was my hole. Bro, you're telling me you saw Herobrine with no Herobrine mod? That's freaking scary. Ooh, this one's freaky. Bread Studios. I had sleep paralysis when I was 3. A porcelain face with thin strands of hair and a long, gaping smile with no teeth was sitting at the end of my bed. Oh my gosh. That is a really creepy thing to imagine. I haven't had really bad sleep paralysis. I had one where I saw an elk walking up the stairs and then kind of walked into my room. It wasn't freaky. It was just really real. Felt really real. It looked really real. I also have I used to kind of sleep with my eyes open whenever I would get sick when I was younger. And I would always have kind of a sleep paralysis dream, whatever you want to call it, whenever you dream with your eyes open, where I would see it was kind of like cosmic horror, where it's beyond your comprehension, and how the distances between one side of my wall and the other were the depths of space. That's how my mind comprehended it when I was asleep. And it really freaked me out because it was there was all that space, and then all throughout all the tiny little spaces were tiny little wars with civilizations fighting wars. I know it sounds really crazy, but hear me out. Yeah, cosmic horror, freaking epic. I would consider that cosmic horror. You guys might not. But yeah, it's almost unfathomable. The distances, the depths of space. And whenever you take that and try to put it into a distance on your wall, it makes distances feel, it makes you feel weird when you look at your own wall when you wake up. So, there's people be talking in there. Don't reply, obviously. Moving on. I will actually, on the topic, I'll talk about one more thing. When I was young, I had kind of a reoccurring nightmare about how there was these ostriches coming to get me and my family. So a little background information. My dad's a farmer, and he actually used to farm ostriches at one point. For some reason, at one point, people really liked ostrich meat. So anyways, he had these ostriches, and I remember when I was very young, going up to the fence and the ostrich reaching over and pecking me in the head. And oh my gosh, if you guys don't know, ostriches, they are freaking scary and they're really strong. And my dad said they were just horrific trying to deal with herding ostriches and just the general maintenance for a giant bird that could, literally kill you. Ostriches can kill you. Anyways, the reoccurring dream I would have is that I was in this pink house for some reason in the middle of one of our fields, and I would look out and there was this huge fence row with a lot of trees, and then all of a sudden a whole bunch of ostriches, maybe 100, 200 ostriches, would just run out of the tree line and run towards our house. And then I remember so clearly in my dream every single time it was my mom was looking out the window too, and she was like, oh my gosh, we're done. Or it was something like that. It was her saying, it was just a hopeless response. She saw him and she's like, we're not going to make it. Or it was something like that. And I was just me as a young child who was terrified of ostriches, realizing that their demise was going to be ostriches coming and overtaking our house, was the worst type of horrific situation I could find myself in. That was my worst nightmare, you know, at that point in my life. Anyways, the dream always ended before the ostriches actually got to our house, but I guess I assume they would just broke through our walls, through our windows, and just destroyed us. Anyways, yeah, that's my reoccurring nightmare. That was my main nightmare when I was a child. If you have a reoccurring nightmare, put that in the comments. I would love to read them in a video like this. This one guy, Dragapult99, commented, "I'm schizophrenic, so 24/7. That's based. Anyways, thank you guys for watching my video. This was a fun thing. You know, if you like doing this kind of stuff, get in my community posts. I'll just post them here on YouTube, and you guys can comment and just tell me your stories. I'll be doing all kinds of polls. I got a good one coming up I think I will do here in just a second. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. If you would like to get a lobotomy, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and you will get a free one by watching my content. Yeah, and just let me know if you guys have any polls that you would like me to run, and I will run them on my channel, and then you guys can see who actually wins. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.